trust attorneys and say, find me the money that I can use that doesn't have control by Congress, and we're moving it. And
we've been doing this for 3 months now. We keep saying, we've been screaming, call the emergency, call the emergency, call the emergency. And he's just been dragging his feet on it, and I think it's because he's been looking at the pros and cons of where he can get the money.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking he's all right, Tom. Part of me is not happy, but I'm going to put my faith in the president who has delivered to me more than any other politician in my history, 54 years.
Tom, I was thinking the same.
One other point I've heard is that he's thinking 2020 and being able to say, look what the Democrats did to our border, and just spell it right out with pictures and in writing.
Yeah. Well, when these caravans hit, the next caravans hit, it's going to be a scene, and it's going to look ugly. And I think that's why he's moving the military into place. And my thought was, you know what? Use the military, put up your temporary walls, use the concrete construction barriers that you see on the highway, along with fencing and razor wire. And then lo and behold, there's no money to take it down. It's something. It's better than nothing. Mm-hmm. I'll take part of a solution as opposed to no solution. So I'm going to put my faith in the president and say I think he did his homework, I hope, and made the decision to go with it despite it not being exactly what we wanted.
Well, last time we were talking with the CR, we were saying, did he cave? I don't hear that conversation now. Did he cave? Those aren't the words I'm hearing.
Yeah, well, he got something.
Yeah.
Right? He's up against the entire D.C. elite. You can't expect him to win 100% against that kind of a monster in the swamp, right?
It's a political move. I'm going to trust his political judgment.
Yeah. Anything else, Tom?
No, thank you for taking my call, though.
All right, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for calling. Bye. And you can call in 734-822-1600. You want to jump in on the conversation. Love to hear your yes or no's on whether you like the deal being signed, whether you like the national emergency declaration being done. Are you fine with a national declaration?
Well, yeah, it needed to be done.
I agree.
It needed to be done.
And it's been done repeatedly since 1976. Obama did 12, I think. I think this president has done 3 before. And what I did hear on Lou Dobbs earlier this week was every 6 months, these ones that are still in effect, and I think 34 of the 58 that have been done are still in effect. Every 6 months, they have to be renewed by the sitting current president.
I think the scope of these is important to understand, too, though, because I don't know that there's been one with such a large scope that's been part of a political battle either, the way that this one has. Obviously, there's a political battle over the, whether it be a wall or not. I don't think there was much of a political battle over whether we should work against swine flu or do something about terrorists or the Iranians or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This represents a much bigger battle.
Yeah, exactly right. The biggest problem for me is watching the Democrats deny that there's a problem. Mm-hmm. It's just insane. Derek, you have track 2? This is Nancy Pelosi talking about the crisis at the border.
And how quickly we can.
Did I ever say I was filing a legal challenge?
You said Democrats.
I may. That's an option, and we'll review our options. But it's important to note that when the president declares this emergency, first of all, it's not an emergency. What's happening at the border? It's a humanitarian challenge to us. The president has tried to sell a bill of goods to American people. But putting that aside, just in terms of the president making an end run around Congress.
End run around Congress. You had your chance, Nancy, to come to the table and negotiate something good enough that would have pleased the American people, the president, the Republicans, and you chose not to. Mm-hmm. And shame on Kevin McCarthy for not putting decent, hard negotiating Republicans on that committee, I think, because I really don't think that they did the best they could.
I don't know. Was Nancy done talking?
He's done.
Okay, I don't want to interrupt the caller. Like I said, I pity these guys being in there because they're up against this. Got to come up with something. Got to come up with, and the Dems know got to come up with something. I think the Dems had the upper hand in these negotiations because they knew that we're our side, as you want to call the Republicans our side. We're looking at, hey, it's going to fall on us that there's still a shutdown. It's going to fall on Trump that there's, and the media will portray it that way. So I think there was that pressure.
Yeah, there's always that pressure because of the media. I think what Republicans and what we were ourselves as individuals, as voters, the media has been lying to us for years now. And people need to stop listening to the media when they say it's Trump's fault, it's Trump's shutdown. It's not. This is a Democratic shutdown, and I wish that somebody, the Republican Party, not just Trump all the time, because he can't do it alone. You know, I would like to have seen McCarthy or Mitch McConnell come out and say, you know what, the president gave us 3 weeks. He reopened the government for 3 weeks and gave us get the wall protected and put this together. And here it is, 3 weeks. The Democrats have done everything to stop. They've moved the goalpost. They won't move an inch. This is a Democratic shutdown. Let it shut down.
Yeah, well, we the thinking know that.
I mean, I can say that. It's easy for me to say because you know what? The government does nothing for me. They do nothing for you. They do nothing for us, right? But it's just aggravating. Let's take a call from Tom in Milford. Tom, welcome to the show.
Well, good afternoon. You know, if you really get down to it, this whole wall thing, although it's so critical to our side of the argument, it's really just a distraction from the real problem, and that's this massive debt that everybody is overspending on.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking at, you know, last week we passed the $22 trillion number.
Yep.
It's bottom line, it's just generational theft. You know, our kids and grandkids are not going to have the standard of living, the American dream, because we've squandered this huge bill and run up this debt. We need to be able to address this.
Yeah, and that really, for me, I put that on Mitch McConnell, and I put that on Paul Ryan, because you know what? We had control, Republican House, Senate, and presidential seat for 2 years. And we squandered it, much like Obama and the Democrats squandered their first 2 years when they could have solved immigration but didn't. So did anyone even bother mentioning balancing a budget? Some kind of any reduction. Give me anything, a 1% reduction, a 2% reduction, something.
What are these words you're using? Balance. What do you do? You
balance the budget.
You do that on your finger, like her server. You know what I mean? Do you do that with a rag? No, do you balance that on your fingertip or your nose? Or what does that mean?
As somebody said earlier in the week, why are Republicans always talking about balancing the budget when they're not in power? But as soon as they have power, they do nothing about cutting back or somehow getting close to a balance. Just stop spending as much. Please slow down the spending would be a nice step.
What we really have to do is slow the growth of the government, and we can get ourselves back into something that's more sustainable.
Yeah.
But it'll take 3 decades because it's taken a long time to get there. This has all happened on our watch, and it's time for us to get it addressed.
Yeah, okay, absolutely.
There's a project now of having all 50 states get together on a problem-solving conference to really start putting together answers for these critical issues that Washington doesn't want to touch. You know, like saving Social Security and Medicare, and because that's really the bulk of the budget right now that's starting to run away.
Yeah, and
we need to be able to have the states really start taking charge in addressing these critical issues, because we know Congress is too addicted to spending and too addicted to the power.
Yeah, and it's not just Congress; it's us, right? Mm-hmm. Because as voters, there's a lot of us getting close to that retirement age. Not me; I got 20 years to go. I'll probably never retire because I don't think there'll ever be Social Security there for me. But we need to realize that, you know, not the people retiring in the next 5 years, but people 10, 15, 20 years back, there needs to be some kind of reduction. You're going to have to work an extra year. You're going to have to take maybe a little less.
I'm 65. I intend to work until I'm 75 or more. I'm
going to work as long as I can, just because, A, I can't afford not to, and B, I know what happens to people like me when you stop.
I might live to be 100. I don't have money to live to 100, you know?
I'm going to be the Walmart greeter. I have no doubt in my mind. I got a great joke about that one day. I'm going to tell you.
I want to talk to Tom for a second.
Yeah.
You were saying that the big deal here is the deficit. And I'm wondering if the deficit isn't part of the bigger plan yet, which is to destroy America. In other words, the Democrats, the libs, are pretty much doing away with our borders, right? Well, that brings about, and we're out of time. You want to stick over?
Yeah, we'll stick over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang in there, Tom. We're going to hit the break here in a minute. And we'll talk to you on the other side of the break. Yeah. This is The Drift.
People are always on the move, driving to work, running errands. How do they keep up with the latest in political talk? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels may take them. People tune to Wham Radio for the latest issues, discussed by hosts like Steve Gruber, Theron X, and Dana Lash. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business with Wham Radio and whamradio.com.
Fox News, I'm Carol McHugh. Gary Martin worked at an Aurora, Illinois manufacturing plant. He was called to a meeting there Friday where he was terminated. That's when things turned deadly.
He reported for work, and during this meeting he was terminated. And my understanding from the witnesses is that he opened fire right after the termination.
Police Chief Kristen Zeman, the 45-year-old Martin, killed 5 and wounded 5 cops before being shot dead himself. Martin had a long criminal record. Once a prince of the church, a prominent Roman Catholic prelate is defrocked.
The decision from Pope Francis was announced this week against former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick, who was once the Archbishop of Washington, D.C. Vatican officials found McCarrick guilty of soliciting sex while hearing confession. McCarrick is 88. Being defrocked means he will no longer be allowed to officiate at Mass.
Fox's Roger Stern. This is Fox News.
Your bridge to recovery and wellness is WellBridge. WellBridge is redefining the rehabilitation and nursing care experience with the most amazing resort-like care facilities you've ever seen. Their driving goal is to provide each guest with an epic experience. And in their pursuit of excellence, WellBridge asks each guest to complete a customer satisfaction survey after their stay. To date, they've earned a satisfaction rate of 100%. Here are some of the comments received. This is my home away from home. This place is outstanding and everyone is super kind. I am beyond pleased with all the care I received. The staff is so passionate for what they do, and it shows. This was my mother's 3rd stay here, and she always loves it. I've referred this place to many already. My stay has been fantastic. For rehabilitation and nursing care, ask for something epic. Ask for WellBridge in Brighton, Fenton, Novi, and Pinckney. Now looking for talented nurses and certified nurse assistants to join their growing team. Learn more at thewellbridgegroup.com. WellBridge, your bridge to recovery and wellness starts here.
If your home needs a bit of sprucing up, think Plymouth Door in downtown Plymouth. Plymouth Door is your garage door, opener, and storm door expert. Stop into the showroom conveniently located in downtown Plymouth and get inspired. See their large selection and style of doors. Locally owned and operated for 35 years, Plymouth Door can handle your sprucing up from beginning to end. All in one place. Select your doors, schedule the installation, and call for service on any new existing doors and openers. Plymouth Doors technicians are licensed, insured, trustworthy, and reliable.
Plymouth Door's got the best service, warranty, and prices. Visit PlymouthDoor.com. Call 734-459-3667. Plymouth Door, where the service and quality come home.
Plymouth Door, 728 downtown Main Street near downtown Plymouth.
Attention ladies, the Firing Line offers a ladies shooting group for any level of experience called FL3, Firing Line Ladies Locked and Loaded. A membership fee is $80 and includes personalized instruction, range time, monthly prize drawings, and much more. Meetings are held on the second Monday of the month from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and are jam-packed with all the training you need in order to protect yourself. So drop by and check us out. Visit FiringLineGuns.com or call the Firing Line at 734-326-7320 for more information.
And welcome back to The Drift. Thanks for tuning in and catching our drift with us today in studio with Ipsiad Bonderenka.
Howdy.
And we've got Tom still on line one. We wanted to finish your conversation there real quick, and then we'll get to the next
well, I'm thinking that the process of running up the deficit might not be just buy votes, but it may be to destroy the government of the United States. Do you think there might be anything to that?
Well,